What's up guys, Vex30 here, coming in with a new champion chat. Today we'll be covering Seris and her changes in 1.4. I hope everyone is enjoying these champion chats, as I have a few more supports left to do. So that means we might venture out of the support world for future champion chats, or we might take a break from the series and try some new content out. We will see, it all depends. For now, I think it might be a break from the series because I have PPL coming up and I don't want to be practicing anything else but support. As you guys know, I am a support main for G2 Esports. Also, another thing to note is we just hit 750 subscribers, guys. It was only 3 days since we hit 700 and we are already at 750. I'm so happy everybody is enjoying this content, and I plan to keep posting daily. So I hope everybody comes back daily, watches these videos, and if you do enjoy the content, of course, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, as it helps me know you guys are enjoying this content. I look at the analytics, I look at how many views each video gets, I look at this stuff and I take notes from it. And moving forward in other videos, like one of the things is somebody wanted to see the post-game screen. So in my other champion chats since then, I extended the videos out to finish the gameplay so you guys can watch the rest of the gameplay after the champion chat is done. So things like that, it just lets me know how to improve my videos in the future. But that's it for me for now. We're going to move on to the second part of this video. One more thing to note, the 3 parts of this video will be down in the description, so if you guys want to skip ahead to any other part, feel free to. The timestamps will be there. Alright, now let's get straight into the video. Alright, so getting into the second part of this video, the second part will be a little bit different. I'm going to be shortening it a little bit. As you can see, there's gameplay in the background rather than the champion screen. 2 things to note. First thing, if you guys are curious what loadouts I use for Seris, look on the screen right now. There's a quick little thing to show you how to look up my builds in any champion, any loadout. So be sure to follow that if you want to use my builds. And second of all, if you're curious about anything for Seris, of course you can look her up in game. I'm just going to note on key things about her changes, and we're going to move on straight to the general opinion on Seris and her changes. So the first thing to note is her heal. Her heal does 1000 health every second for 2 seconds. It is one of the best burst heals in the game. And her cooldown, whenever you augment it with the loadout cards, goes down to 1.5 seconds rather than 4 seconds. So that's huge on a healer. Second thing is her ult. Her ult is not the best ult in the game right now. I do a little bit more in-depth look why she is lower on the tier list. I have a tier list of supports, and I talk about her ultimate. It just keeps her unplayable, not unplayable, but not meta right now because her ult is just too hard to use. One of the big changes they did to more of an off-support Seris is they buffed Soul Collector. So Soul Collector is each soul charge you detonate with your Q increases your maximum health and weapon damage by 2% until you die. Stacks up to 15 times. Now, that legendary used to be stacks up to 8 times. So they almost 2x'd it in one patch. So I haven't seen that many Soul Collector Serises, but when I do, they are annoying. It is a fun legendary to use. I might do a dedicated video on it at some point. You can hear my dog's nails in the background walking in my room. Sorry about that. But second big change they did is increase her base heal range from 100 units to 120 units. Now, I don't have the capabilities to explain that and show that on screen right now, but just know that it was a huge change, just like the Furia nerf when she had her range decreased. Ranges are a huge thing in this game and make Seris more viable on more open maps. The last thing to note is Mortal Reach, her second heal legendary. He increases the range by 300% in duration by 1 second. So now she heals for 1000 healing per second for 3 seconds with the legendary, and you have increased healing. The thing you are missing now is the non-AoE heal. It is only a single target heal. I think that Void Abides is the best legendary for Seris currently in most situations because you can have an AoE heal. That's one thing Seris has always been lacking, is she only had single target healing, and Void Abides now opens that up and you can heal multiple people, and that just makes her more viable. So that is it for the discussion on what Seris does, and we're going to move on now to part 3 of this video, my general opinion and what I think Seris is in the meta, where she is in the meta, how the changes affected her. So let's move right into it. So Seris, she is in a really interesting spot in the meta right now. The reason she's held back is her ultimate and lack of utility, and kind of her damage. Her ultimate can be extremely good and can turn a team fight on its head instantly. The main uses for her ultimate are retakes, counter retakes, and anti-aggression. Now, explaining all those is whenever you lost the first part of the point fight and your team has a chance to get back onto the point before the point's over and it moves on to the pushing phase, the teams like to group around the point or around a certain area, so that's when it's super good to be able to hit an ult. Counter retakes, as teams are diving in on you on the point and you're defending it, you can throw the ultimate into their backline because they're so flustered and trying to hit you or trying to get on point that they're just going to get nailed by that ult and not have anything to do. And counter aggression, teams are diving on you, tanks are diving on you, you just ult the ground, you ult the flank, you ult something, pull one person and kill them. Ulting one person as Seris is good. If you get one kill from Seris ult, that is perfection. That's all you need. A lot of people try to get these crazy highlight reel 5-man ultimates. No, stop. Don't do that. Go for one kill if you have to. Sometimes you might get that crazy highlight reel, but one kill is fine enough. The second part, like I said, was utility that holds her back. She doesn't bring any utility. Her issue is her ability is only set up to be a heal bot, to be honest. Let's be real. Her auto attacks are nothing to do with it, but they're an interesting skill set that Seris has because they cleave. So she does decent amounts of damage if you're hitting your shots. Her right click is her heal. Of course, she's a healer. She has to have that. Her movement, all it does is put her into a other dimension, a shadow travel, and she's immune from all damage and she's invisible. Her Q, her Ren Soul. When you hit somebody with an auto attack, you stack them. And whatever you can just press Q to explode those stacks and do 100 damage per stack. And you get 15% of your max life per stack. Now, that's super useful for staying alive, but it's not useful for your team. Her loadout cards too. They have no utility. My main build with Seris, it's a cooldown on her heal. Healing for myself on my heal. Reduced cast time of my immunity. Movement speed for myself whenever I have somebody stacked. And when I use my Q, I get reduction on my Ren's Restore Soul. So every single one of those cards are augments to either my heal or my movement ability. Or my self movement. Seris just doesn't have team utility like other supports do. Take Damba for instance, a stun. Furia, a stun. Grover, a cripple. Pip, a slow. Grok really doesn't bring that utility as well. That's why he's lower in the meta. Ying, again, doesn't bring that utility. That's why she's lower in the meta. You can see these supports that are in meta have this utility. That's one big thing right now, is they have good healing numbers, and they have extremely good utility. Genos, Lift, that is super good. The only thing that holds him back is he doesn't have a burst heal. His heal is a tick over time, and it's not enough to make up. I want to do a champion chat on Genos soon, to be honest. I want to talk about Genos because I have a lot of opinions on Genos. That's probably going to be my next one, by the way. Probably next week we'll do a champion chat on Genos because I really want to have a discussion on him, where I think he lies right now in the meta. But Seris is just held back. I think Hi-Rez needs to rework something. They need to add a loadout card or change a loadout card. Let me look into her loadout cards really quick. There's just nothing. Her Restore Soul, maybe Fade to Black. Activating Restore Soul reduces the cooldown of Shadow Travel by 0.8 seconds. Maybe change that card into something like just give your teammates movement speed while they're being healed. Something like that. Or even like a self, I don't know. I really don't know how they want to do it. I think that's the best way to do it, is just movement speed. But she needs some sort of utility. She needs something. all supports need this team utility to be viable, or all of them don't. That's the issue. Either, like I said, either all supports need this team utility or all of them don't, and that's why there's such a gap in playability in supports right now, is this utility that they bring. Now, the only support that has utility that isn't as viable as Pip, there's multiple other reasons for that, which, again, we have done a champion chat. Go watch that champion chat if you're curious what I think about Pip. But also on the top right, there should be a info section where it takes you to the playlist, the champion chats, if you want to go look at that real quick. Not trying to plug my own stuff, but you guys are here for a reason. You're here to learn. At least I think you guys are here to learn. You're here to hear my opinions. So if you want to go listen to more, there it is. But Seris, she's close. I think she's super close to being viable. I have so much fun playing her with movement speed. Honestly, I think you need to run Nimble and you need to run Umbral Gate. If you want to look up the builds at the beginning of the section, you saw how to look up builds. If you want to look them up, there you go. But she needs Nimble and she needs this card to make her fun and viable. Besides that, she's just not very fun. She's already a heal bot with no utility. Now, I think that's all for Seris. I'm just disappointed. I want her to be meta, but I don't think she can. I really want her to be meta, to be honest. Like, I'm not just bashing Seris. I love Seris. But let's move on a little bit into what I have planned here in the future. A little bit more champion chats to come. A few more to do. I think 1 or 2. And then I think we're going to cut the champion chat series for the time being until the PPL is over. We play in the PPL on, I believe, Wednesday and Friday, so be sure you guys check that out this week. We play against Envy and SK. Super excited to be playing again. Also have some new series in the works. I have another top 10 video, top 10 tips video, so be sure you check that out when it comes out. It should be out this week. The reason it's not done yet is because it's a very, not controversial, but it's a hard one to really make tips. No, it's not hard to make tips for, but it's hard to make the best tips because I really want it to be a really good video. I've been thinking about it for a week, so I almost have all 10 tips ready, and then I have to edit it, record it, and then I can put it out. It'll be a super good video, guys. I think if you're trying to be a professional player in any game, I think you should watch it. I also want to do this new series where it's just it's a series called My Life and My Story, where I just talk about different sections of my Paladins career and what led up to it and why I'm here today. I don't know if you guys would be interested in hearing that, but I think it's pretty interesting how I came to be a professional Paladins player and how I got noticed and how I got looked at. And in those videos, I'm going to give you guys tips on how to become a professional yourself. What are the best ways to do it? But also talked about the podcast before, another champion chats. That is still in the works. It's on the back burner right now because the co-host I want to do it with is gone for a few weeks. So I'm just going to put that in the back burner. I may talk to a few people to get some elements done for it, like overlays and stuff. We'll have that done. But besides that, guys, I think that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you go out there and play Seris yourself and formulate your own opinions. One thing I like you guys to take away from this is I'm going to have my opinions and everything, and you're obviously going to have your opinion. So make your own opinion on these things. You can hear my opinion. You can hear my words. You can believe them 100% no matter what I say. But I'm not perfect. I'm not going to say everything correctly. You need to go out there. You need to test these champions. Keep what I have said in the back of your head. Remember what I said. And then formulate your own opinion based on everything you know now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are having a good day, night, evening, morning, dawn, dusk, whatever it is where you are. Hope you guys have a good day. and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Like I said earlier in the video, we will be continuing these champion chats until the end of the gameplay. There's going to be no more talking. I just want to let you guys know the gameplay will continue into the end screen because you guys requested it. You guys really want to see this end screen, so this is how we're going to do it. It'll be just gameplay, music in the background, so I hope you enjoy. See you guys.